Time to BS with Daniel Smooth. The Sports Cave and BS Sessions is presented by our friends over Righteous Fellow Beef Jerky. Are you looking for some smoky flavors of new jerky? Well, come on down and get some Righteous Fellow Beef Jerky, the official jerky of Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media. Use the promo code BELLYUP and get 15% off your next order at righteousfelon.com and satisfy your taste buds today.
What's up, everyone? It's Daniel Smooth here. I wanted to show you guys a cool thing we're doing. This podcast is sponsored by Canada Dips, the newest lineup to the dip game, but in CBD form. The Canada Dips lineup features products made for every man's lifestyle. All 10s are proudly crafted from the hills of Humboldt County in California. It's filled with flavor and will give you that good vibe that CBD brings to the room. So what are you waiting for? Use the promo code BELLYUP20 in all caps at CanadaDips.com for 20% off your next order. That's BELLYUP20 at CanadaDips.com.
It's time to BS.
You know, sometimes I really hate this stupid roadcaster every now and then. Sometimes it's my fault where I just adjust a dial wrong or something like that. And all of a sudden, the audio sounds all distorted and shit. Quite annoying. Another day, another moment of stupidity. With me, Daniel Smooth. With that being said, this is the Sports Cave, part-time TBS with Daniel Smooth, and I'm coming from the lovely beach of Long Island, New York, and part of the Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media networks. And thanks to them for supporting the show. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the show on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So, that being said, thank goodness that 49ers wideout Ricky Pearsall is still with us. There was a gunshot incident. There was a weapons incident. Firearms, might I add. Where there was a confrontation, to my knowledge. And, stupid bug on the microphone. Fuck you. And Mr. Pearsall did survive the gunshot wounds and is expected to make a full recovery. So, thank goodness to that. Also, 1 year ago today, CM Punk was fired from AEW and then returned to WWE at Survivor Series in Chicago a couple of months later. Arguably, without question, the worst decision that AEW has ever made. This all stemmed from Jungle Boy Jackoff Jack Perry. Basically, just he started this whole thing. It was a confrontation between he and Punk, and it was just a situation that went from bad to hilariously worse. Punk confronted Jack Perry about it, and Perry, I'm assuming Perry said some fucking bullshit. And Punk retaliated. He choked him out, Punk retaliated, and then he basically quit. Tony Khan tried to cover his ass and saying, no, I fired him. He was like, no. And more evidence has come out to prove it. And so it just continues to get from bad to hilariously worse for AEW. Not just in the drama department, but also in the ratings department. And because you continuously shoot yourselves in the foot. Now, with that being said, this is not a wrestling show today. It is mostly hockey. Because hockey season is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and by God, I'm excited. Hope you're excited as well. So, I got some questions. Which team in the Western Conference will surprise people this season? I think the Kraken will, over in Seattle. Expectations for the Seattle are not particularly high. They did finish last season with 81 points this past season for the Kraken. And I really do think that the Kraken are going to get better. Now, they did return Elliot Tolvanen on a 2-year deal. They did bring in Brandon Montour, along with Chandler Stevenson and Josh Mora. So there's an excitement. They definitely want to bring more experience to their hockey club. Plus, they also brought in Ben Myers, who's joined the Kraken as well. There are gnats all over the place. I don't know why there are gnats here. It just pisses me off. Like, go away. They also did re-sign Matty Beniers to a 7-year deal, so that's definitely exciting. It's like they're fruit flies or something like that. I don't know where the fruit flies are even coming from. They're just here. It's annoying the shit out of me. But they also the big reason why I think the Kraken will improve is that Dave Hackstall's no longer the head coach. So that's definitely something exciting. Which Eastern Conference team will surprise people? New Jersey. That's easy. It's New Jersey. I think New Jersey's going to be a lot better than what people think they're going to be. And the biggest problem last season was goaltending and team defense. More importantly, goaltending. And they trade for Jacob Markstrom, so that definitely does help their aspect. Which team was more likely to fall apart in the Eastern Conference? Carolina. Carolina. And it's easy. Carolina did bring back Marty Necas on an 8-year extension, but in the process lost Brady Shea, Brett Pesce, Teuvo Teravainen, Stefan Nason, and Jake Gensel. All to free agency, but they also brought in Shane Goss to spare. So, I don't know how much that helps. Those are massive losses for the Canes. And I don't know. It's like you have these hunches every now and then make you go, maybe Carolina's not going to be as bad as what people think they're. They finished with 111 points this past season. They very well could have won the cup, but, their own bullshit happened. So, it's one of those ultimately we shall see moments. So, which team in the West is more likely to fall apart? I think either Winnipeg or Vegas. Something tells me Vegas is... Something tells me people are going to figure out the Knights. And you really want to see them fall apart because, let's be honest here, they're pretty hateable. But I don't know. I mean, it's like Kansas City. It's going to be hard to stop them. It's like the Chiefs. You can't seem to figure them out because they will always seem to find a way to win. But it's one of those, like, you want them to fall apart. We have those moments, right? We have those teams in our lives, right? So, it's just something to think about every now and then. And I have some interesting questions to ask here. The New York Islanders. I don't know where to put them in terms of predictions speaking. I want them to be better. I also want them to not be better in terms of blowing up the core. I'm at a crossroads here. But I also understand that as a fan, you want what's best for your club. I don't know what's best for the club is to keep the core the way it is or to blow up the core. It's one of those, I don't know what to think of here. It's quite difficult to figure out. Scott Mayfield is back on his back after missing a majority of the season with an ankle injury, broken ankle. They brought in some new faces in Maxime Siplikov from the KHL. They're also bringing Kyle McLean in full-time and Simon Holmstrom full-time on a 1-year deal. Hudson Fasching full-time, probably. And Anthony Duclair is a big free agent move that they made. So, in terms of losses, they didn't really suffer a lot other than Matt Martin and Cal Clutterbuck, who expected to just, oh my God. Like, love those guys. I love them to death. But it was time for them to go. It was time for them to go. They were so slow. They couldn't move the puck. They just, it was time to retire. It was time for them to go. And you don't want someone to retire that has been with your organization for so long. But at the same point, just like, God, fuck you. Just go away. If I ran them in the middle of the street, I would go, hey, man, I appreciate your time with the Islanders. You know, because you appreciate these good things. You appreciate them. Where do I think the Islanders will finish? Third, fourth, maybe, in the Metro. Keeping in mind here, the Metro is going to be a dogfight. Nat! Where's the net? I can't see it. It's like a fruit fly. Pisses me off. I hate when shit falls in front of my face and I can't seem to catch it. Anger-inducing, anger-worthy. But I do want to talk more about the fans. And the fan base that just, again, my opinion does not matter. We're very aware of this. My opinion in terms of the sports realm or anything in life does not matter. In terms of, like, in a global scale, it doesn't matter. I could speak on something in terms of world news or an opinion in the world or whatnot. Like, hey, I think we should stop using gas and go to like coal or some shit. Like, my opinion doesn't matter. And also, that's ridiculous. There's more gas in the world than coal. And that says a lot. Don't believe me? Oil is the second largest thing on Earth besides water. I digress. The fans continue to irk me and to continue to piss me off in that regard because, honest to God, when I say that not only is this fan base just absolutely irritating because they say stupid shit like, oh, Lou Lamoriello is a racist or whatnot. Like, did you understand what the term racist means? I'm going to give you a history lesson. I'm going to give you all a history lesson for those of Long Island. Robert Moses Causeway here on Long Island, at the end of it has a bridge called the Robert Moses Bridge, which takes you to the west side of Fire Island. Okay, no big deal. And nice area. It's more of a resort town than anything else, and Fire Island's relatively nice to go visit during the winter because it's quiet. No one goes there. No one really goes there. And other than that, it's relatively nice. Now, the bridge was built lower than what people think. Let me explain what I mean. The top of the bridge itself was built lower so public transportation can't get onto the beach. That was built by Robert Moses, the architect. What a majority of the time was riding public transportation. You guessed it. That was racist. That's racism. You know, there was also a very popular movie called The Banker. Great movie. Of how, you know, people of color couldn't get loans. Which is like, I think we're past that idea of systemic racism. I think we're past the idea of going, hey, you can't do this because of your skin color. What we're doing nowadays in terms of, hey, you can't do this because you're white. Like, that's racist. Or what the fuck not, but I digress. Anyway. People are saying Lou Lamoriello's racist because he told Anthony Duclair, hey, you need to cut your dreadlocks. You know, that's a rule that Lou has had for decades. That's a rule that dates back to George Steinbrenner in the 50s with the Yankees. Hey, clean shaven, clean haircuts, blah, blah, blah. You know, no beards, no, you know the deal. You play for a professional sports team. You are it's the whole, you are not bigger than the club. You are not bigger than the team. We get that. And the fact that these nincomshits, in terms of these fans, will say something ignorantly stupid like, hey, Lou's a racist, because you guys really suck at this. Like, why else would Anthony Duclair sign here then, if he knew he was getting into this? And for a reduced salary, might I add. Like, come on, you really do suck at this whole thing. It's because you're bored? It's because TikTok told you to? I don't know. I don't care. But with that being said, 15 minutes are up. So my name is Daniel Smooth. Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Sports Cave, part of Time to BS with Daniel Smooth. And be sure to follow the show, like, and subscribe for more content, including clips from the show on YouTube and TikTok. Full shows of Time to BS every week, available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Good Pods. Be sure to follow the show and myself at Daniel Smooth and at Time to BS Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. My name is Daniel Smooth. I'm coming to you from the lovely beaches of Long Island, New York, and I will see you all in this life and most certainly the next one. Cheers, guys.